Stephen Jules Radio Show. Alright, hello Wisdom, how are we? And welcome to tonight's sort of late podcast at the moment, as I am trying to get some technology issues sorted out myself as well. Yeah, it's what can I say? You know, I've got have a problem with my MacBook Air at the moment, fucking up as well. Went to the Apple store today, and do you think Apple fixed it? No. Sorry about that. You know, it's just frustrating. Like, you gotta understand that technology now is pretty much become, yeah, it's an essential service to us. I know that since COVID, my technology time increased so much. It was crazy. Like every day I was literally on a device all the time. All the time I was on a device. You know. But going ahead, you know, with Optus, for instance, that the CEO has resigned. And not only that, a resignation from the CEO of Optus, there is a lot of pissed off customers from Optus who were Optus customers. Now, you tell me, like, that is not fair for a telecommunications service to be pissing people off. Like, picture that for like 11, 12 hours, okay? No one could get any reception or make emergency phone calls for like 12 hours with Optus. Now, Optus is in doubt if Gladys Berejiklian will be the next CEO. I don't know, but Bayer Rosmarin has pissed off a lot of customers. And not only that, like, I was walking past Optus today on the way to the Apple store, and it just looked quiet. People are like, nah, fuck them. I'm honestly sick and tired of telcos just ripping people off, not giving a good service, okay? Not fulfilling what they should be doing, lying to customers, not telling the truth. Telstra's guilty of it. When you look up the latest complaints to ACMA, again, the telcos come up, Telstra as well. And telcos bombard people with offers that are a nuisance. It's literally it's literally like technology, laptop, your phone, and service. And the government know that. I've spoken up about this issue quite a few times on the show. How the government, um, sorry about that. Just got to get some at the same time. Shit. The government know that NBN is an essential service, so they take advantage of consumers by jacking the price up. I remember when the NBN was first getting rolled out here in Australia, it was slow from Telstra originally. And, trying to be a content creator in those days, trying to upload was very frustrating. The only good Wi-Fi I had was at the university I was studying. That had the fastest Wi-Fi. But out where I was on ADSL2, that was shit. That was horrible. I remember those days. But we've seen a lot now, the work from home, where things have changed because we rely on the internet quite heavily, and for a telecommunication service to not compensate customers and only say, oh, you can have a free 200 gigabytes of data, for fuck's sakes, come on. Optus got hacked. I used to be an Optus customer, not anymore, and I I just I found that the first time they got hacked, a lot of customers' personal information was exposed. Now, I don't understand how such a huge company like Optus can get hacked. How come they got hacked? They're supposed to have the best cybersecurity defense. You know, how come Optus got hacked? I'll let, I'll let Gladys Berejiklian answer it. Oh, the old CEO, Kelly Bayer Rose Rosmarin. I don't know what the hell that is. Technology is just playing up for some reason. God. But I don't know where that's coming from. Probably my music. I was listening to title music. Music. No, but I've said it. I've said it before about the streaming services as well. Now, yeah, I will continue to distribute as well as publish royalty free at my own pace when I can. But I'm sick and tired. Like, you basically, you purchase technology devices, and it's like you are pretty much consumed. Hello.
Hi there. How are you doing there down under? I'm here in
Y-
California.
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's presently 3:01 a.m. here, and had some upsets that were making it difficult to get back to sleep. And then I saw you on, and that you're a composer. I do love music a lot, including classical music, all genres except for country, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I am a composer. I was talking about technology as
I was seeing
oh,
that, and I had to Google
yeah,
search Optus because I'm seeing that's an Australian-based company,
yeah,
and then your accent suddenly made sense to me. I was like, "Okay, this is a company I'm not really familiar with," but I am very familiar with
yeah,
technology. I've been online since I was 13 years old, and I'm 42 these days, and I've had
yeah,
all kinds of, like, Yahoo groups and, all these different platforms over the years, and so I was just coming on to say I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about this Optus and your information
Yeah,
in
that
there.
company got hacked. Also, about 2 weeks ago, customers could not access any reception for 12 hours.
And the CEO is not going to refund anyone's
Oh,
hard-earned money.
well, that's awful.
I
That's not
know,
ethical.
I know, and it's like now in internet is well, it's essential service, so it's
Really,
another
for everyone's
utility.
work. Yeah.
Yeah,
So many
and
folks are working remotely post the height of COVID that,
I
you know,
know
it's just insane that someone would take that position. I mean, apparently they want to be blackballed from being a CEO ever again.
exactly.
Blacklisted, I guess. Whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Well, speaking about technology, it took my laptop to the Apple store, and they didn't fix it. So I'm not happy with Apple either.
You're
Um,
gone for a
I'm
moment.
getting
Oh,
fed
there
up.
you are. Moment.
Yeah, but
I heard
that's the world we live in.
you took your laptop to the Apple store and then you cut out, friend. What had you said about that?
Yeah. They had a look at it, did a diagnostic report, and still got a problem.
Jeez.
I know.
Well, they're proving themselves to be useless.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's like Elon Musk. He
Oh, don't get
purchased
me
Twitter.
started. He's a June 28th person, which is when my
Yeah.
birthday is, and he doesn't realize I'm an anti-Musker because I do not like what he's done to primates and putting computer parts in their brain. That's unacceptable. Animal testing is bunk science because our physiology differs so
Yeah.
greatly
Yeah.
that even if something's true, computer modeling is far superior and real science. And those psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists testing on animals need to quit immediately, in my opinion.
Well, it's if Elon Musk could build a version of a phone or something, that would be awesome.
I wouldn't use it. I'd be afraid he'd like jack into my brain somehow because he's one. I don't know. I mean, I'm all for cyborgs and stuff. I love science fiction. If someone
Mm,
needs a replacement part because something's failing on them, sure, give them a computery, androidy part to
mm,
their orga body. I'm for that. But what I'm not for is taking perfectly healthy beings and tormenting them for some kind of financial gain.
mm, mm. So, see that you're an artist. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm primarily a poet.
Yeah.
These days, I'm getting published by the end of the year. I am obviously, when you're a poet, you're a lyricist, and if you
Yeah.
sing like I do, well, then you got that going for you. And then I dance, I do
Uh-huh.
theater. I've done welding and glass blowing and theater improv at a college level.
Yeah.
But I'm a polymath, so I've been studying everything. I'm a jeweler, so that's my business is Cambria's Curiosities Closet, and I'm making a T-shirt line in the nearest future, and it'll be Cambria's Curiosities, TES. And I hope to have sustainable fashion shows in Africa and other places in the world that are using like eco-friendly leathers, like apple leather, like made out of apples, real
Uh-huh.
apples. You can make leather out of this stuff. Who knew, right? I mean, there's so many good because people always think, oh, you vegans and your petrochemical plastic leathers, and I'm like, that's not what it is anymore. They make it out of cactus. They make it out of apples. The list goes on.
Huh. Oh yeah. Speaking of AI, you can literally write poetry or song lyrics with
Oh, I'm
AI
familiar with
now.
Chat, GPT, Chat, yeah, all those different.
Yeah.
I've tried it out. Um, it's fun for the art, like the like imagery, because you get so many. like insights into where AI is at. And I'm a big Star Trek fan, as is my partner Sean. We
Yeah.
watch Star Trek almost every night, and we love TNG, so we love Data, of course. And we're
Hmm.
always thinking as vegans how until we're okay with all sentient beings that inhabit this planet cohabit, take the planet with us, we're probably going to be really cruel to androids, try to enslave them, they're going to rebel and kill us all. That's our theory anyway.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I mean, already the experimenting with robots in some places to take over human jobs.
Yeah, well, robots is one thing and AI is another, right?
Mm.
Because
Now,
robots
as
aren't equipped with
uh,
emotions and
yeah,
human
well,
concerns. Hmm?
neither is AI, and AI will not think like a human composer, not in my generation at least.
Oh
It's not
yeah, I
there
agree
yet.
with you. Oh yeah, not for me either. I don't think. I mean, I can't see AI writing poetry in quite the same format. I mean, because it's an amalgamation of kind of
Mm,
everyone's things, and mine specifically tailored coming from my metaphysical valve judgments or something,
uh-huh.
like and I don't have that component, so I just don't see how it works that way, at least.
Yeah, so much technology. Uh, I don't know when it's gonna end.
Well, I sometimes wonder, if eventually the Earth, does become uninhabitable for humanoids, but maybe by then we've gone to another Goldilocks planet and are doing a better job this time. And, I just, one of my concerns is that I don't, as a universalist Unitarian, it's really open minded. I don't subscribe to religion, but I've studied them all. I'm very
Uh-huh.
spiritual, and I feel that hell is not a real place. I grew up Catholic. They tried to tell me that my whole childhood, scared the crap out of me. And it's not, it's a fear based instead of a love based situation. And I don't think
Uh-huh.
that's right. And, but I'm worried that we create hell on Earth, and it's currently the sixth wave of mass extinction, according to scientists. They've issued a second warning to humanity. Worldwide scientists have, and I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, when is everyone to read that? And the Cambridge Declaration on Animal Sentience, that was penned in 2012 by a bunch of neuroscientists. And when Stephen Hawking was alive, he even signed off on that.
Yeah, look, I watched a bit of Stephen Hawking that it was just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, well,
Um,
I hear you. But I mean,
very,
he had
very,
moments of genius, no doubt about it. And for someone so crippled
mm,
by physical limitations, like he did have worthwhile contributions to make, I feel.
mm, a very well educated man.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
My time's coming to a close. May I come back up, or how are you feeling?
yeah, come back up if you like.
Yeah, I would like one more round with you.
Okay. All right. And yeah, so that's the world we live in. AI, ChatGPT. I mean, ChatGPT is pretty much data harvesting people, and
The imagery one I
and
tried, friend, was Night
mm,
Cafe. Are you familiar with that one?
yeah.
Yeah.
What's Night Cafe?
It has a variety of man, I wish I could remember. I haven't been on there in a while. I went through a kick where I was just constantly doing AI art for like a
Uh-huh.
month's period of time, just to kind of experiment. And it was through Night Cafe, which utilizes different types of chat GPT kind of software, sort of engineering stuff. I don't quite understand it still, but I'm learning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the future. AI. I mean, I'm trying to do animation, and if AI was to take over, I would prefer that. So it would save so much time
I
instead
hear
of
you.
hand drawing frame by frame.
Yeah, that
And,
I see when I'm making jewelry, everything I make is
yeah.
one of a kind. And I only
Uh-huh.
and I like really doing custom work, which keeps it really unique piece to piece. So I'm not ever doing production work, but I can imagine and empathize if you're sitting there doing frame by frame, then yeah, that's when you want a little AI's assistance for sure.
I know, and Disney animators are not happy about it. It
Yeah, well, it's weird because well, maybe because they know Disney's an evil corporation and is going to fire them and just have a bunch of androids sitting there eventually.
hmm,
That's my opinion
what
as a Californian. Anaheim's not that
hmm,
far away from me. I know they're
hmm.
not a good company, and I could go on why, but I won't jibber jabber about it too much.
I mean Disney, yeah, I mean you got Disney Plus, and then
Yeah.
they they took an episode down from The Simpsons because it was referenced China.
Mm.
I I'm not happy with streaming companies. I don't appreciate it.
What would you prefer to see? What's the solution?
A solution would be to go and buy movies or have streaming services that don't get into this cancel culture stuff is one thing, and make everything affordable. Like Netflix used to be like $9.99 a month,
Yeah.
which was a good price. But now they put it up and they slowly putting advertising.
Ugh, that's the worst. I've
I
never
know.
since 1999 been able to tolerate commercials. Like I stopped
Yeah.
buying I never paid for cable in my adult life. I graduated high school, I was 18 in 1999. So, like as soon as I was an adult, I was like, "So long TV, hope to never see you again."
Mm, mm,
And then just the computer. I went years actually as a social experiment, not watching any television, not even anything online. And I'd go to work and people only talk about TV shows during that time frame I found. And if you didn't
yeah.
have anything to contribute in that realm, they acted as though you didn't exist, you weren't cool.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is society.
I mean,
Regs.
yeah, you remember the old days of Blockbuster,
No doubt I do, friend. No doubt.
and I can remember them as a kid, and like say once a week you'd go and rent a movie. Those were the good days.
Yeah, that was fun. Uh, but I do like the convenience because I don't have transportation these days.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
and paying for a Lyft or an Uber, to go to some location to rent a movie, like that would just cost so much. And by then, I might as well
mm,
pay for a streaming service, you see.
mm.
And
Oh,
there's
that's
folks,
fair enough.
that are in remote areas in the country where there just never was
Mm,
a blockbuster or whatever.
yeah,
And then they're but it was a fun experience for us, and I'm glad that it exists in the time frame it did. I'm just hoping that the streaming services will go into battles over who can offer the best services at the least expense to their customers.
yeah. Otherwise, people will walk away.
Yeah, that's the thing, is we need to tell them we're ready and primed for a revolution and a revolt against them, so they better
Mm,
watch their priorities.
yeah, and cinemas as well. Those movie theaters were the good
Oh yeah.
days.
Oh yeah. I find though, honestly, I experienced CPTSD, or complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I deal with
Mm,
Vystopia, Vystopia, which Dr. Clareman of Australia coined. She's a communications expert and psychologist, and it's the existential crisis that vegans face in a non-vegan world. Because
mhm,
I've seen so much footage, horrors wise, and that adds to the trauma. I've also endured a bunch of sexual assaults, so like I know firsthand what it feels like, and I know that the animals endure that and have their babies stolen on top of it. And I
mm,
just don't think that's okay for sentient beings. And that's what I was saying earlier is like, say we have AI and they're walking around autonomous, like data, and they see how we treat other sentient beings. What's to say they don't point out how that's blatant hypocrisy? We expect to be treated with compassion and kindness, but we don't extend it to other sentient beings on the planet. They will annihilate us straight up. Our ethics have to catch up with our technology. Otherwise, we're doomed. Doomed.
mm.
Okay, that's how I feel.
Yeah. So you are in California, is that correct?
That is true. Southern California.
And so tell me about your art. Are you painting,
I do
NFTs?
paint. I
Yeah.
paint. I do photography. I do
Uh-huh.
illustrations too. Not a whole bunch like you're probably cranking out, but I'm
Uh-huh.
primarily cranking out the poetry these days.
Yeah.
Um, I'm down to 231. May I share the cost of living with you?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Reality is a relic. The bones of the past must serve us well. History must not be forgot, unless in chains we wish to dwell. The powerful and greedy plot, yet we are more than they. Let this not be forgot. Every time we pay, awaken all you dreamers. Hear Protopia's call. Let's not die just surviving, for that's no life at all. And that's the end. And I wanted to say with a protopia, a lot of folks aren't familiar. We know dystopia, that's what we're currently dealing with, all in 1984 George Orwell, right? And
Mm,
utopia throughout human history has found a group to genocide out of existence, like the formation of the United States. I'm part Cherokee. I know my ancestors dealt with a lot of genocide in this country, okay? And then
mm,
um, uh, Protopia is where everyone gets to work on being the best version of themselves they can be, uplifted by their governments, nationally, locally, community, family, all these levels. Everyone's looking out for everyone to just get to be the best version, most authentic versions of themselves they can be. And that way we can evolve as a species. And if we're not
mm.
aiming for Protopia, there's a big think article that says utopia is a dangerous ideal. We should aim for protopia, and I highly recommend that read because it'll give you more information.
So you mentioned 1984 by George Orwell. Yeah, I read that.
Yeah, lots of folks
Yeah.
have. I got it off a guy at a gas station one time that was managing the gas station. And I was managing a retail establishment down the road, and he was like, "You want to borrow this book?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I do." And I,
Mm,
got it back to him, and I was forever changed. A lot of my poems are inspired by 1984, honestly.
nice.
Yeah.
Um, do you believe in aliens?
I do, because I've seen a sky full of ships of different makes and models. People think that sounds crazy. I really don't care. I saw it with my own eyes. I tried peaceful communication. I told them, I know what my mission is here. I know what my purpose is. I'm trying to fulfill it. I want to create a better world for the highest good of all sentient beings. I hope you guys are on the same team with me because I could really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you can read 1984 by George Orwell, for all my listeners out there, please do because it's one of those reads. And Animal Farm is a good read as well. You can get your hands on that. Part of 1984 by George Orwell uh, is basically was predicting what was going to be happening today as well. And this is, I could say, the craziness that we are living in right now. But going back to Optus, now, you've got Verizon, AT&T, okay. These companies are making trillions of dollars in, plus they have partners like other companies that rent off them. Now, as I said, that the internet now has become an essential service to society working from home. Now, I can remember in the COVID lockdown, I was on so much computer and internet, it would literally, you just get fed up. You really just get fed up at the end of the day. Now, I do see a purpose with um, AI taking over. Yes, I've actually composed music tracks with AI. If there's any composer out there, give it a go sometime. I've got writer's block as well. And basically, yeah, it does help. But there's all sorts of these terms and conditions and all this other crap you got to deal with. That is a topic for later as well on the show. It's 10:24 p.m. right now as I am recording this episode of the Stephen Shields radio show. I am all the way in Sydney, Australia, on the Wisdom social audio app, guys. To also, if you could follow me here on Wisdom, that would uh, help the podcast grow as well. Or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, you're most welcome to hop on. And yeah, it's always good to share any opinions that you've got. I always believe in freedom of speech, and I think when Labor government out in here in Australia wants to take away your freedom of speech, pretty much take away your job as a content creator, in order to silence you, where is the integrity in that? Now let's go back to Optus and to all telecommunications services out there: AT&T, Verizon, Optus, Vodafone, Telstra, uh, TPG. You know, for years and years and years, all of these telcos have been ripping us off because they know that the mobile phone, the internet is essential now. It's literally become a part of you. Now, I can't believe why Apple did not solve my problem today. And this is Apple for you. I I think the tech companies just want too much control over us. I think the one thing for sure for me is, well, let's talk about entertainment. I mentioned how Netflix used to be $9.99 a month. This was like pre-pandemic. Now these bastards have decided to put their prices up or charge less, but then you get advertising. Now, there is nothing worse than trying to watch a game of cricket or watch NRL on free to air television, Channel 9, and then get advertising for Harvey Norman. I am fed up. Really, I am fed up with it. Because I feel that now we as a society, we need to start owning what we want and stand up to these big tech corporations and say enough is enough. I say this because too many people have done what we can, but then what happens when we speak up? The telcos don't want to help us. That all these service providers out there, half the time you ring them on customer service, you're speaking to someone all the way in the Philippines. Okay. So why is that? That you have to speak with someone overseas and not in Australia. Jesus Christ, that really pisses me right off. It really pisses me off that us consumers have to put up with all this shit for no reason at all. I mean, technology has its good and has its bad, but I think services like ChatGPT, okay, ChatGPT, basically just data harvesting your data and selling it It's a Chinese company. They're making money off you and your data. Okay. Now, I don't understand, especially with Apple as well, that you go all the way to the Apple store, you ring them up, have to book it in, and then what happens? They don't do the job. Okay. I feel that sooner or later, you know, all the app stores, they don't want freedom of speech. I know Truth Social is available now. That's Donald Trump's Truth Social. You can follow me there as well. Getter and Gab Social is what I'm on for freedom of speech. Because freedom of speech is what keeps us going in entertainment. You know, for years and years and years, the left have wanted to take away your right to freedom of speech. Okay? They have wanted to, silence you on purpose and not care a darn about it. Now that's very sad that our freedom of speech is basically at threat for no reason at all. Um, I think, with this Optus situation, such a big telecommunications service, it seems to me that Optus just don't give a shit, especially when the company got hacked. Yeah, it's like these days now, everything is, oh, you have done for this, you have done for that. Well, that's all out there for your personal information in order to get your personal information. You do realize these tech companies only care about getting your personal data, selling third party advertising, looking for shit and shit. They don't care. But unfortunately, uh, things are going crazy now. But it's like, the way I see it is like this. You know, CEO, there are a lot, the greedy CEO from Optus, okay? You got tech companies, they want you to upgrade to the latest and greatest tech products because that's what they want you to do so they can make money off you and your data, especially your data. Uh, because data now is precious. Data is far more valuable than any amount of money out there. Data is something that is precious. And it's like when you, as a consumer, right, is using, say, Facebook and Instagram, okay, you are virtually making the company more rich because by your browsing habits, constantly bombarding you with third party advertising, cookies, and tracking and all that other shit. So where does it go? And they're the ones profiting from us. So that's the point I'm trying to make at the same time with tech companies who only want what is best for them and not what's best for you. Okay? But I'll leave it there, guys. Please like, share, subscribe to the Stephen Shields radio show. Turn on your notifications. I publish new podcasts every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. Bye for now.